Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about a few of the upcoming features that are coming out in future versions of FL Studio 21, or even looking into the future with FL Studio 22 and beyond. Now there's quite a lot we could learn about this just from different forum posts and stuff. We're going to take a few of the really big ones and go over them today, such as the brand new mixer. Obviously right now we don't have that yet, so you're still seeing the old one. But there's a lot I could show you with this mixer that is going to change with that new one, which is really exciting. We're also going to be talking about the AI assistant. I did cover that briefly in a different video here on the channel, but we'll be going over that, and some more as well. If you find it helpful, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to stay up to date with future content. But with that said, we're going to jump straight into it because some of these are some really nice changes that will definitely help you out with your music production. So the very first thing we're going to be talking about in this video is that new mixer. Now, the mixer, of course, is what you see here on screen now. This is where you control the volume of every insert, add effects, everything like that. And FL Studio is actually doing basically a complete rewrite, which is really exciting because they're going to add some super nice features. Now, I did pull a couple of quotes from the forum, which I did put into Notepad here, so I'm going to be reading those off because that gives us a bit of a gist as to what this will be. First off, someone asked when we could expect this, and they did say we need to rewrite the entire mixer engine for it to work properly. So it will be a bit, but in terms of how work is going on it, they said the work needed for it starts with designing the feature set and how it should work internally and research about possible ways to go without losing backwards compatibility. Obviously, if they're adding a new mixer, they want it to work with everything we have here, and you want to be able to open old projects and it maybe convert it to the new one without anything breaking. So that's kind of where a lot of the development is going into. So in terms of what this is going to change, one of the things that FL Studio is actually super limited with right now, if I go ahead and go into this project here, you see everything that's being used right now, this is a very small project, but we're using a lot of the beginning mixers up to 24 or so. After that, everything is blank. But what I want to show you about this, and this is something that is absolutely going to change in the new mixer, this is confirmed, I'll read the quote in a moment, but you see here, mixer track 25 and beyond, I'm going to hit right arrow here, look how far we have to go, we're still going, and it's actually going to hit a limit here. Insert 125 is currently the last insert you could use on the mixer. You see if I hit right again, it brings us all the way back here to the beginning. So the mixer is actually limited right now, you can't go above 125. And to be honest, though I have a small project here, this is by no means the final track or anything. 125 is something you'll probably find yourself getting close to. I will be honest, I haven't yet with anything I've ever made, and that includes final releases and everything. I've gotten pretty close, not right on top of it, but I think one of my biggest projects is maybe about 70 or 80 slots or so. Which, isn't 125, but it's getting there, it's getting close. And that wasn't necessarily a crazy advanced song or anything. I'm sure other people are very, very easily going past this. Especially if you use the mixer for literally every single sound in your track, you've probably encountered this limit before. And if you do, it's not necessarily a convenient solution. Usually you gotta say stem things out, commit to finals. And a lot of times you're not gonna want to do that. You're gonna want to keep working in your master project. And right now, FL Studio has a problem that limits you from doing so. But the way it's going to work in the new one, according to this quote that we do have, it says it will actually be simpler than it is now in a way. You will only see the mixer tracks you use and add more if you need them, instead of having a fixed number of tracks all the time. So what that means, in this project specifically, we could add a separator to kind of demonstrate this. In this track, where I'm using the first 24, you would only see up to 24, and I guess you'd maybe have a plus button or something to add a new one as you need it. You're not going to have all of these extra ones that are basically just wasted space right now that you don't need. I've never really found myself worried about this, it never bothered me, but it is going to be a nice change because it's going to make the UI a bit more compact. You're not going to have to worry about managing all of that, and you could just add it as you please. Kind of up here with patterns. We don't have a pattern 1 through pattern 125. It just adds them as you're doing more. And I guess that's going to be nice for consistency's sake. It'll be pretty much the same. You see the plus button up here, I'm assuming it's going to work exactly the same on the mixer. But yeah, in terms of when we're getting this, we do have a little bit more information. It says, yes, the work has already started technically a while ago. And this quote was from August of last year, by the way. So we're even further in now. It says, with the first thought about how this could be done in the future. I would also say that while the future is not now, it is not that far away anymore, as the word future might indicate to a few people. So again, as of August, this was being called as not too far away, And we're a bit past that now, so this is something we could reasonably expect to see soon, which is really exciting. I'm really excited for that new mixer. That sounds like it's going to make a lot of difference. I definitely want to see that hopefully in a beta release or something in the future would be really nice. And hopefully we do get more information soon. Another thing I'm wondering, and this may very well be answered somewhere, but I personally couldn't find it. I did try to look for a little bit, but I've honestly found searching on the forums is not really working out for me. I don't know why. I'm searching for things that I know there are posts about, and I'm struggling to find them. I'm not too sure what the issue is. But something I'm definitely wondering about, and I hope they change with the new mixer because this is the time to do it, is the amount of effect slots. While I don't find myself hitting that 125 mixer limit, I do absolutely find myself hitting the 10 effect slots limit that you see there on the right. I haven't done it in this project, but it happens to me a lot, especially when I'm working on like bass sounds and stuff, and often what I have to do is then route that track to another insert just to continue adding effects, and it's just inconvenient. I shouldn't have to do that. It should be able to go more than 10. And I guess that's just something that's been a limit based on how they wrote it all those years ago. Hopefully, if they're doing something new to the mixer here, they also go and increase that. It would be nice if it was just like what they're talking about with the new amount of them, where you only see them as you add more. Like maybe there's another plus button, and you could just keep going with hopefully no limit, or at least a limit that is substantially higher than that 10. That's probably my number one requested feature for FL Studio right now. I would love to see that at some point in the future. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, going off the topic of the new mixer, this is Coproducer, FL Studio's new AI assistant. I couldn't find too much about this on the forums, as I did say, but I did happen to get a quote talking about this a little bit. Now, the way this is going to work, this is not like those AI things that make music for you or anything like that. It is not that at all. What this actually is just something that's trained on the FL Studio manual to pull information as you ask it to. So one of the example questions was asking this Coproducer, how do I sidechain? And then Coproducer gives you a very long response telling you exactly how to do it, some alternate ways to go about doing different things, and some reminders about how the system in FL Studio actually works. This is really exciting. I did mention in my other video, you'd be able to ask this thing, like say you have a mix that's a bit like heavy and you want to make it a little cleaner, you could ask Coproducer for tips, and it will give you very useful production tips, so it kind of saves you the hassle of having to go like onto Google or YouTube, pull up tutorials for what you're struggling with. You could just go ahead and ask this, which is really nice. It's going to save quite a lot of time, especially if you're like me. I like to just read a quick solution, rather than say have to go onto YouTube, find a really long video, skim through to what I'm trying to find. I always find that annoying. So Coproducer is going to be really useful for that. I do have a video talking about this in additional depth, which you could check out with the card on screen now. I would recommend you do that. But going on to the last thing I want to talk about in this video, this is a new plugin. This is currently under construction. I put a picture of it on screen now. This is called the Kepler Exo, or Kepler Exo, not sure. But this is reimagining a very old hardware synth, as it says here, if they are conceived in the age of the plugin instrument. This plugin looks really cool, and I guess this is going to be in the All Plugins edition of FL Studio, which actually isn't the version I have, so I'd have to use a trial to this, which is okay. The trials are usually pretty capable. But it does go into a lot of detail on the forums about all the different features. You can go to read that if you choose to, because it is quite a lot. But I can't really say too much about this yet because we haven't been able to use it yet. But there is a new synth plugin coming, which is definitely really exciting. Those are some of the new features we know right now about FL Studio that'll be coming at some point in the future. Let me know what you think of these, and also let me know if you haven't heard something that you do want to see in the future. Let me know what that is, like what you'd like to see added to FL Studio in coming updates. But that wraps up this video. I know it's a lot of talking here, but we do have some exciting things that are coming soon. I wanted to get this video out to you guys. If it helped you out and you're excited for the future of this, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to stay up to date with all of my future music production content. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.